doesn't want to admit it. But he's there, in her head, all day. It's not because he's the nicest guy. It's not because he gives her everything she wants. It's because he does this. He leaves her wanting more. He's unpredictable, yet grounded. He's present, but impossible to fully figure out. Every conversation with him feels like a story she hasn't finished reading, and it drives her insane. This is why women can't stop thinking about men like him. And once you understand it, you'll see why she can't forget him, even when she tries. 1. He leaves her wanting more. Every single time, there's one type of man she can't get out of her head. Not the one who gives her everything, not the one who constantly proves how much he cares. It's the one who leaves her wanting more. He's the man who never overstays his welcome, the man who knows when to pull back, when to leave the conversation at its peak, when to walk away even when she's begging him to stay. And it drives her insane. Why? Because mystery is addictive. Human psychology is simple. We crave what we can't fully have. When something feels just out of reach, our brain locks onto it. It replays it. It obsesses over it. And this man, he understands that better than anyone. He doesn't dump his whole life story on her in one night. He reveals pieces, little glimpses, small hints, leaving her curious, leaving her hungry for more. Every interaction with him feels like a chapter in a book she can't stop reading but can't skip ahead to see how it ends. And when he leaves, he doesn't drag it out. He doesn't linger awkwardly or act like he has nothing better to do. He ends the moment while it's still burning, while she's still fully present, still laughing, still leaning in. He leaves her in the high. That's what makes it so powerful. Most men make the mistake of giving it all away. They overstay. They keep talking after the moment is gone. They text until the conversation dies. They meet her curiosity with overexposure. And what happens? She gets bored. The thrill disappears. But the man who leaves her wanting more, he stays in her mind. She replays the night in her head. She wonders what would have happened if he stayed a little longer. She imagines the next time she'll see him. He's not just a guy she met. He's a story that isn't finished. And here's the part that really gets her. It's not just about leaving physically. It's emotional too. He doesn't give her constant validation. He doesn't reply to every message instantly. He doesn't fill every silence. When he gives attention, it feels deliberate, intentional, like a gift, not an obligation. And when he pulls away, it's not punishment. It's power. She feels the absence as much as the presence. And that absence, it makes her crave him even more. This isn't about games. It's about self-control. It's about understanding that desire isn't built by giving her everything. It's built by giving her just enough. And here's the paradox. When you leave her wanting more, she doesn't move on. She doesn't forget. She doesn't file you away as just another guy. She holds on. She lingers in the feeling. She keeps you alive in her thoughts. Because that space you create, that gap between what she wants and what she gets, that's where obsession lives. And the man who understands that, he never has to chase. Real quick, before we go deeper, I've got something powerful for you. It's a free ebook called The Attraction Handbook. Inside, you'll learn how to make her crave you using just a pinned comment below. 2. He gives her chaos and calm at the same time. Every woman has a type she can't let go of. The man who feels like fire and water at once. The one who shakes her world but also grounds her in it. This man gives her chaos and calm at the same time. It's a rare combination, and that's why it's unforgettable. He makes her heart race while making her feel safe. He challenges her without making her feel like she's in a battle. He pulls her into the storm, but she knows she won't drown. Most men lean too far in one direction. They're either pure chaos, unpredictable, exciting, but ultimately exhausting. The kind of guy who leaves her feeling like she's on a roller coaster she can't get off. Or they're pure calm, stable, nice, reliable, but boring. The kind of guy she knows she can trust but never craves. But this man, he blends both. When he's with her, she never quite knows what's coming next. He might tease her just enough to throw her off balance, say something that makes her laugh unexpectedly, or pull her into silence that feels charged with meaning. He disrupts her patterns. He makes her feel alive. And yet, she feels safe. Because even when he's unpredictable, he's steady. He's grounded. He's in control of himself. She knows that whatever he does, it comes from a place of intention, not chaos. He doesn't let emotions drag him around. He doesn't explode when tested. He doesn't overreact to her storms. He is the storm and the shelter. And that's what makes him so addictive. Her brain can't pin him down. She's constantly thinking about him because she can't fully predict him. He keeps her on edge, in the best way. But her body, her heart, they relax around him. Because underneath the mystery, she senses the strength, the control, the quiet confidence that no matter what happens, he won't lose himself. This is where most men fail. They think being exciting means being reckless, acting out, playing games, keeping her guessing with immaturity. Or they think being safe means being predictable, always available, always agreeable, always doing exactly what she expects. But this man knows the truth. The real thrill comes from a balance. When he gives her chaos, it's intentional, to spark desire, to challenge her, to keep the energy alive. When he gives her calm, it's deliberate, to make her feel seen, heard, and understood. It's the dance between these two states that creates the pull she can't escape. And here's the part that really haunts her. When she's away from him, she feels the void of both. She misses the fire of his unpredictability, the way he made her feel awake and alive. And she misses the calm, the way he made her feel safe in a world that's often anything but. That duality stays with her. It lingers. It plays on repeat in her mind, long after the night ends. And she can't help but want more. Because men who can do one or the other, they're everywhere. But the man who can give her chaos and calm at the same time, that man is unforgettable. 3. He knows exactly when to pull away, and she hates how much she loves it. There's one moment that burns itself into a woman's mind, when she wants more, and he doesn't give it to her. This isn't neglect. It isn't cruelty. It's precision. He knows exactly when to pull away. He can feel when the energy is peaking, when the laughter is real, the eye contact is heavy, the tension between them is almost unbearable, and instead of milking it until it fades, he leaves. He ends the conversation. He walks away first, and it drives her mad. Why? Because she's not done. She's still hungry for more. Her brain craves closure, but he doesn't give it to her. He leaves her hanging, in the best way. And that's what makes him unforgettable. This is pure psychology. When a moment ends at its peak, the brain locks it in as unfinished business. It replays it over and over. It wonders what could have happened if it lasted longer. And that wondering, that's obsession. Most men don't understand this. They linger too long. They text until the conversation dies. They stay on the date until the spark fizzles out. They give her everything at once, thinking more access equals more connection. But this man, he knows that desire lives in the space between moments. When he pulls away, it's not random. It's strategic. It makes her think about him when he's gone. It makes her crave the next interaction. It makes her imagine the conversations they didn't have, the touches that didn't happen, the kiss that didn't land. Yet, and here's what makes it even more powerful. He's not doing it to play games. He's not pulling away to manipulate her. He does it because he's in control of himself. He doesn't need to wring every drop out of a moment. He doesn't need constant validation. He knows that his presence is impactful enough to linger even in his absence. And she feels it. She hates how much she loves it. The way he doesn't chase, the way he doesn't need to be glued to her side, the way he leaves her with questions instead of answers. It makes her want to close the gap. It makes her lean in harder, text first, think of ways to pull him back. It flips the script. Instead of being the one who waits by the phone, he's the one she can't stop checking for. Instead of being the one who wonders if she's interested, he's the one who makes her wonder where she stands. This isn't about cruelty. It's about mystery. When you give someone everything, you kill the curiosity. When you leave them wanting more, you become the story they can't put down. That's why she can't stop thinking about him. Not because he gave her all the answers, but because he left her with just enough questions to haunt her. 4. He turns every interaction into a story. She can't stop replaying. Some men are forgettable. It doesn't matter how much time they spend with her. The conversations blur, the moments fade, and by the next day she barely thinks about them. But then there's him. The man who turns every interaction into something she can't stop replaying. The man who makes even the smallest moments feel like chapters in a story she wants to keep reading. It's not about what he says, it's how he makes her feel. When she talks, he listens. Really listens, like her words matter. He makes her feel like the only person in the room. He doesn't fill every silence with noise. He lets the pauses breathe, lets the weight of the moment hang in the air. And when he speaks, it's never empty. He doesn't babble or overshare. His words are deliberate, leaving her thinking about them long after he's gone. Sometimes he makes her laugh unexpectedly, a quick burst of joy she can't get out of her head. Other times he says something that lingers, a compliment that feels different, deeper, one that wasn't about her looks, but about something she didn't even know he noticed. These aren't random conversations. They're crafted experiences. Even his presence feels intentional. He looks at her just a second longer than necessary, making her feel seen in a way no one else does. He gives her moments of playful teasing, just enough to spark tension, but balances it with warmth that makes her feel safe. And then he leaves, not abruptly, but intentionally, while the energy is still high. Before the conversation fades, before the magic dulls, that's when it hits her. She's walking away, but her mind isn't. It's stuck in those moments. The way he said her name, the way he leaned in like he was about to tell her a secret, the way his eyes seemed to hold something back, like there was more he wasn't saying. Her brain replays it, over and over. Because he didn't just meet her, he gave her a story. One with unanswered questions, one that leaves her imagining the next chapter. And here's what makes it even more powerful. He's not trying too hard. Most men think creating memorable moments means grand gestures, expensive dates, or over-the-top flirting. But that's not what sticks. What sticks is authenticity paired with restraint. He shows up as himself, confident, grounded, present, but he doesn't give her the whole book in one night. He gives her a page, maybe two, enough to keep her reading, enough to keep her craving what comes next. And this is why she can't stop thinking about him. Because she doesn't just remember what he said or what he did. She remembers how he made her feel. Alive, curious, and completely captivated. And once a woman feels that way, once she's replaying you in her head like a story she can't put down, you don't need to chase. You're already living rent-free in her mind. 5. He stays a mystery, even when he's right in front of her. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't give everything away. He's there, fully present, looking her in the eyes, making her feel like she's the only person who matters in that moment. But even as she talks to him, as she laughs with him, as she leans in closer, she can't figure him out, and that mystery drives her wild. Most men do the opposite. They overexpose themselves. They unload their life stories on the first date, share every thought, every feeling, every detail, desperate for her approval. They think transparency will make her trust them, but instead, it kills the intrigue. This man, he's different. He's open enough to make her feel connected, but closed enough to keep her curious. He answers her questions, but not all the way. He gives her pieces of himself, the most interesting pieces, but never the whole picture. She walks away knowing him, but not really. And that's the hook, because the human mind craves completion. When we don't have the full story, our brains fill in the gaps. We imagine, we replay, we obsess. And that's exactly what she does with him. She can't stop thinking about the parts he didn't say, the emotions he didn't fully show, the life he hinted at but didn't reveal. It's not that he's playing games. It's that he doesn't need to overshare to feel validated. That restraint is powerful. It tells her he's not desperate to be liked. He's not trying to sell himself. He's secure in his own skin. And that self-possession makes her want to peel back his layers even more. And here's the paradox. The more she tries to figure him out, the deeper she falls. She finds herself thinking about him at random times, wondering what he meant by that one thing he said, imagining what his life is like when he's not with her, replaying moments to see if she missed something. A hint, a clue, a deeper meaning. That's the magic of mystery. It's not about being distant or cold. It's about leaving room for her imagination. It's about understanding that desire doesn't live in full exposure. It lives in the unknown. When she's with him, she feels connected. But when she's away from him, she feels haunted. Because he's not just a man, he's a puzzle. And she can't stop trying to solve him. He leaves her wanting more. He blends chaos with calm. He pulls away when she craves closeness. He stays a mystery, even when he's right in front of her. And every interaction, it lingers, long after he's gone. That's why she replays the conversations. That's why she wonders what he's doing when he's silent. That's why she can't get him out of her head. And here's the truth. Any man can do this, if he has the courage to stop giving everything away. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these traits have you seen in real life? Comment below. I know this man. Let's see how many of you recognize him or are him.